Hey traders, this is Jeff with zentrader.ca, and I had a reader question yesterday that I wanted to address in a video because it's just going to be easier that way. Here was the question. With regards to my timing signal, I have a few questions. U.S. market has already had a correction. The S&P is down 60 points last 10 days. How long does it take for my signal to normally come to fruition? My longs took a beating this past week, so I'm very curious as to how much more of a drop we can expect and approximately when. Tom McClellan and others think that we are at a near-term bottom and then we will rally to the new year. So very curious, how do you think the rest of this year will play out, trying to get some sort of a plan. So really what I want to address here is really the second part, because there's really no clear answer to how long does it normally take. It normally takes as long as it takes, and there's actually a couple different components to my timing signal, and I'm just going to be honest with you. This is a video that really is for, in my opinion, people who have been following me for a while. I think it'll make the most sense to them. I'm not sure how much sense it's going to make, but this is kind of getting into some of the just kind of what I've observed when my timing signal switches, either from when my long-term signal switches from bullish to bearish or from bearish to bullish. And so the chart that I'm going to show you is really just part of my chart. I can't actually show you the top part above here. This is so really all this is the NASDAQ. And what these lines represent is when a new long-term trend emerges. So for instance, here the trend would have been, the new long-term trend would have been down. Here, the new long-term trend would have been up. Here was down, and it doesn't, I have the exact day, but sometimes when you add annotations on a secondary chart, sometimes they switch a little, but I've corrected them as much as I could. But actually the one that just switched, this red line should be right here. It should be, so this big down day that happened last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it would have been last Friday, not yesterday, the week ago. That's when my long-term signal changed. And so I've been talking about how my timing signal is bearish, but I'm really waiting for a bounce to materialize to get short. As long as my long-term signal remains bearish, when that bounce occurs, that will be, in my opinion, the most optimal time to get short. And the reason being is, if you look at every single one of these, and I'm going to go through these really quick because I only have 5 minutes. So just follow along. Long-term signal here, the move started, and then there was a reversal. So the point in this is, let me back up. When the long-term signal changes, whether it's from bullish to bearish or from bearish to bullish, there is always a counter trend rally or a counter trend sell-off, but almost to fool the masses before the true trend emerges. So here would have been short, it started to dip down, and then there was a rally up to kind of suck people in, and then there was a sell-off. Here got long, there was a sell-off immediately, and then there was a rally, and then there was an opportunity to take some profits there on the long side. Here we get short, we immediately get a rally up, and then there's a big sell-off. A big sell-off actually. This from July to October, this was just really an opportunity. So here we get long, my long-term signal changes right around here, and then there's a huge rally. Now, keep in mind, there are no whipsaws during these, so I would have marked it. So this whole time, this whole sell-off down here, my major long-term trend remained bullish. That's why this line is here, just for me to kind of go back and look. So this was a massive sell-off. This would have nearly shaken out even the most firmest bulls in this, and then it turned out to be a huge rally. Here you get short, there's a counter trend rally, and then a big sell-off. Finally, the last time it went bullish, there was a couple different little sell-offs before it started a nice rally. So here again, using this line, this is when my long-term signal changed, and it started to go down. We have not had that sell-off, that rally up yet, and that's what I'm really waiting for every single time we've had this counter trend rally. And that's why I'm still holding on to some of my longs that I have, because I still expect this market to rally at some point. And as long as my long-term signal is bearish, which it is, and as long as it is, at that point I will exit out of all my longs and get short. And so that's what I see right now. I'm bearish until this switches.